Prabhupada was so careful and so emphatic about creating the institution of ISKCON, and that we also see with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He gave a lot of emphasis on the institution, and he pointed out that after his disappearance, they collectively continue to spread the movement by creating a collective form of management through the GBC. But unfortunately, they didn't. Many of his leading disciples didn't understand the importance of that instruction. They failed to follow that, and as a result, we saw what happened. And Srila Prabhupada actually pointed out emphatically, don't make the same mistake that my godbrothers made after Guru Maharaja's disappearance. He wanted to collectively continue the mission, but they didn't. And so Srila Prabhupada actually established the institution of ISKCON so that even after his disappearance, this movement will continue to spread. And it is through this structure, through this institution that Srila Prabhupada created, prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be fulfilled. So we all, the followers of Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON, have this solemn responsibility to continue the mission with a spirit of collective endeavor. Personally, I consider 3 instructions of Srila Prabhupada are of utmost importance to me. First one, your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate with each other. If we love, everybody loves Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON, and how do we display that love for Srila Prabhupada? Through our cooperation. Cooperation is not going to be easy. That's why Srila Prabhupada made that point. He knew that cooperation is going to be difficult. Cooperation needs a lot of sacrifice. And that's why Prabhupada made that condition. If you love me, then for the sake of my love, you cooperate. Whether you like it or not, for the sake of your love, you cooperate. The second instruction, no matter whatever happens, don't leave ISKCON. No matter whatever happens, don't leave ISKCON. Because if we remain in ISKCON, our spiritual life will be protected. And we have seen when one leaves ISKCON, what happens. So never ever leave ISKCON. And the third one is the GBC is the ultimate managing authority of ISKCON. That's the first point that Srila Prabhupada mentioned in his will. Because we need a structure. And to hold the structure in place, we need a body of management. And that is the form of collective management. GBC actually means the form of collective management. After Srila Prabhupada, no one individual is going to become the head of ISKCON. ISKCON will be managed collectively by the sincere devotees who have committed themselves in serving Srila Prabhupada. And the structure and the head of the structure is Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya. Srila Prabhupada will always remain the founder Acharya of ISKCON as long as ISKCON will be there, which means Srila Prabhupada is naturally the founder of ISKCON. No one will contest that. But the thing that we must recognize is that Srila Prabhupada is the Acharya of ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada is the Guru of ISKCON for all devotees for all time. And one thing at least I can say, I had faced many difficulties. There was a time when I was not a GBC myself, when I was just a following devotee, and difficulties came, but just by following these 3 instructions of Srila Prabhupada, at least I found that my spiritual life was protected. I'll give you an example. There was a time when that challenge actually came, I honestly admit. The consideration was whether I'll stay in ISKCON or leave ISKCON. And that it became clear to me, no matter whatever happens, don't leave ISKCON. There had been times GBCs made mistakes, not only mistakes, GBCs made blunders. And I considered, no matter what they do, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that they are the ultimate managing authority, therefore I must follow. Anyway, so let us all recognize this very important consideration, that ISKCON is the divine arrangement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to fulfill his prediction. After Srila Prabhupada left, we have to collectively endeavor to spread this movement. And that collective endeavor is going to be structured, or has been structured, in the form of this institution where Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya and the GBC is the ultimate managing authority whose responsibility is to execute Srila Prabhupada's will. And I'll just end by reading my offering. To Srila Prabhupada this year. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. On this most auspicious day, marking your divine appearance, I beg you to kindly allow me to become a speck of dust at your lotus feet. Although I am totally unqualified, this year your followers have assigned me the responsibility of providing leadership for your glorious movement in the role of GBC chairman. I am overwhelmed with this important task, and out of sheer helplessness, I feel the need to take shelter of your lotus feet and seek your blessings and guidance. You taught us that to properly represent Krishna, we have to become pure. Only then will Krishna's mercy flow through us and enable us to accomplish anything on his behalf. In the course of time, I have become aware that actual purity is synonymous with our surrender to you. Therefore, to properly represent Krishna, I have to first become your representative and try to execute your mission without any personal ambition or agenda. As the perfect representative of your spiritual master, you showed us how to make the mission of the spiritual master one's life and soul. From the day you met your Guru Maharaj, you dedicated yourself completely to following his instructions and fulfilling his desires. You always carried him in your heart, and as a result, you became the recipient of his mercy and helped fulfill Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction that the Krishna consciousness movement would spread to every town and village. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction can never go in vain, and he sent you to fulfill it. You performed the greatest miracle by spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the world in just 10 years' time. But the ultimate goal has not yet been accomplished. The movement has spread worldwide, but it has not yet reached every town and village. You left the rest of the work to be carried on by your loyal followers, functioning as your representatives. You knew that it would take generations to achieve the ultimate fulfillment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction. And therefore you made the most wonderful arrangement to continue your mission after your disappearance from this planet through the institution of ISKCON. This magnificent work of spreading Krishna consciousness could have stopped after your disappearance, just as it did in many other spiritual organizations, even your spiritual masters after the disappearance of the charismatic founders. But your creation of ISKCON and your emphatic instruction to your followers to work collectively within a structure saved your movement from falling apart and assured its expansions throughout the world. Your ISKCON is your greatest benediction and our only hope to save the planet from disaster. It will establish the golden age in the middle of this most degraded age of hypocrisy and quarrel, vanquishing the darkness of Kali Yuga with the brilliant light of your transcendental teachings. Dharma will be reinstated in its full glory, and humankind will achieve its ultimate perfection, reviving our loving relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so we must realize that our only strength lies in our unity as an expression of our love for your divine grace and our determination to function within your institution. Srila Prabhupada, please bless us so that we can create the spirit of unity, forgetting our superficial differences and casting aside our petty personal ambitions. Let us commit ourselves 100% to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, recognizing the great need for it in the precarious condition of this world. Let us demonstrate real benevolence by offering the love of Krishna to the world's suffering multitude. Please bless me so that I can become your genuine servant by becoming the servant of those who are serving you so sincerely, aspiring to remain forever at your lotus feet. Bhakti Caru Maharaja.
So I've been informed that we have now run out of time. I apologize to any of you that didn't get a chance to speak. There was a long list, and I got as many in as I could.